Welcome to the Kash and Dash Show, Unscripted. This is episode 333 with Owen Dashner
and Ted Kaasch.
Kasha. I like that. Hey, man, new swag in.
I see that. Yeah, I have a couple of them over here. I can't wait to sport them around the new neighborhood.
I posted them out there. I'm like, $20 a shirt if you guys want them. And which, by the way, is a bargain because it costs more than that. and none went out the door.
All right. Well, again, on air at cashanddash.com. Send us some questions. If we read yours on the air, we might send you a spiffy new Kash and Dash t-shirt.
It's got to be a good one.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be a good one. Legit.
Yep, we've got some emails building up here, so we'll read these here in some upcoming episodes.
Yeah.
But
shipping and handling not included.
Oh, speaking of which, dude, did you ever, when you were a kid, sign up for Columbia House or BMG?
No,
neither one.
None.
You're kidding?
No.
Were they around?
Yeah,
I couldn't remember when they.
I always thought that was scammy.
It's totally scammy.
Yeah, I'd go to the pawn shop and buy all my CDs.
So they used to have, for those of you like Gen Y and later people, probably even millennials, you probably don't know what we're talking about, but there used to be two companies. One was called Bertelsmann Music Group, and that was BMG, and then Columbia House Records, which I don't know why they called them. Was it Columbia House Records? Columbia House.
Yeah.
Basically, you could tape a penny to this thing they would mail you, and you pick out your favorite, or you pick out 10, I think it was cassettes when I was doing this, because I don't think CDs were.
Penny?
Yes, you tape an actual penny to this card, and you check off the different cassettes or CD. I think it eventually became CDs that you wanted, and they would mail you these. But the thing is, you had to buy like one at full price, and of course it was like $25 or something, like crazy markup on it. But that was the hook, right? And then they would send you these every month. And if you forget to mail it back within, they had like a really tight window, you get charged $25 again. And then people would just rack up these ridiculous bills.
Yeah.
And, but I did BMG, and sure enough, I probably spent, I don't know, $300 on $50 worth of cassette tapes, I bet. But actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I don't know if you saw my, I posted something the other day in the RIA group. I was going through, packing and moving and everything. And I found the Robert Kiyosaki Cash Flow 101 and I believe 202 cassette tapes.
That's at your house, though.
That was my house.
Okay.
Yes.
Not a flip house.
No, not a flip house. This was actually at my house. So that is how old I am, people. Cassette tapes.
Hey, I had cassette tapes, too. I bought a car that had an 8-track player on it.
Did you really?
I had a 78 Camaro I bought, and I actually went down to the local music store and bought a whole bunch of 8-tracks and started playing like Pink Floyd and Zeppelin and stuff in there. And my kids were like, "What is that thing?"
So I was thinking, that made me start thinking about this. I know we've talked about our, like when I worked at Radio Shack and all that, but do you remember what the first CD you ever bought? Well,
yes,
actually,
totally.
Before that, it's funny that every new iteration of technology that comes out, they make an adapter so that it'll work with the old tech temporarily.
Totally.
And so, like, you'd mentioned 8-tracks, and I remember we had one, I don't remember where it was, but we had an 8-track player that had an adapter where you can insert a cassette tape and then use that. And then when they went from cassette tapes to CDs, you had to insert the cassette with the wire coming out of it. And I had a portable CD player in my car.
All the time.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
Yeah. Even with the anti-skip.
And like you push the button, the thing pops up like that, and you pull it out. Man.
I remember doing church trips and all of us having our portable CD players.
CD player. What a terrible invention.
I mean, it was great at the time.
It was, but it did skip, but you couldn't move it. Like
if you had anti-skip, it really started working.
Yeah, and they had the new tech where it had some shocks in it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
anti-skip really helped.
But I remember when I got my first legit CD player, I was like, oh man, because I worked at Radio Shack and they sold CDs there,
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I made $4 an hour there. And my paycheck was like $170 or something. And I remember I blew a chunk of that on Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, and AC/DC Back in Black. Those are my two. I bought them at the same time. Those were my first CD purchase.
My first cassette I ever bought was Red Hot Chili Peppers' What Hits.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
And my first CD bought was at the pawn store, and it was Guns N' Roses, the OG one,
Oh, yeah. Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah,
that was great.
Which was also my first concert I ever went to.
Oh, man, I'm jealous.
Yeah, so my mom took me to that when I was 14.
That was good. That was good. So you were a rocker back in the day too.
Yeah, like you remember my long hair picture?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to forget. Still, give me the brain bleach.
Oh my gosh, stop. So we just got done interviewing Dallin Cottle. I mean, thank you, Casey Gregerson, for sending him our way. Man,
that was great. That was a great interview.
36 years old, 5 kids, multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
Or companies.
Yeah.
I mean, we really only focused on one of his companies.
Uh-huh.
We didn't dive into all the other stuff that he's doing. God, I mean, you went down the rabbit hole with him in the marketing.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect,
yeah. Tune in to find out why. So yeah, he has quite the story. Started basically as a poli-sci major in college, graduated in 3 years. You'll hear about that in the episode, but then did a hard pivot into basically a different career path than what he was anticipating. He thought he was going to be, get a law degree and go on and do that, but just such an interesting story. And then went full bore into basically starting a marketing agency, and has kind of transitioned into more like fractional C-suite work. So CMO, CFO, CXO type of an arrangement. And just great guy, really energetic, smart, spends a lot of time learning about AI and strategy. Just really, really neat guy, and a fun episode.
Yeah. In my research, I found that his company is doing up to $16 million in revenue a year. And we didn't verify that with him, but I mean, I totally see it. I mean, he has the whole recruiting arm of the Air Force as a client.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, obviously his biggest client, but he did that while he was still working from home.
Toward the end of the episode, I kind of asked him a big question that really, I don't think somebody had asked him that before.
Yeah, it took him back.
Yeah, and so you'll have to hear about that and tune into the episode there, and you'll hear the story from him. But great guy. Excited for you guys to listen to that one. And thanks again, Casey, for the referral. That was a good homie hookup.
Yeah, so that's episode 334. It comes out on Wednesday, so definitely check that one out. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to him, and man, we gotta get Casey back on again too. And I didn't realize he just nonstop. He's always growing.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope I run into him at the Bigger Pockets conference.
Hey, little pivot here, but Jory, cue the in the news music here. Yeah, I prefer Jory's version. So this is kind of a big day. So recently, July 28th, the Fed had their scheduled meeting where they basically review whether or not they're going to raise, lower, or keep the same federal funds rate in the U.S. And they voted 9-3 to keep it as is. So I think it's 3.5 to 3.75 is the federal funds rate, overnight rate, which does have an effect on what real estate investors do, right? Not a direct effect. It's more closely tied to the 10-year bond market, like we've talked about.
And how the stock market performs.
Exactly. So the widely held expectation after hearing that July 28th result was it was a 9-3 vote. So there was some dissension between the Fed chairs on what direction they felt was appropriate to do. So 9-3, was the prevailing vote to keep things as is. The market had priced in a very high likelihood of the next 2 Fed meetings resulting in raises. And I felt that way too, because we are for sure in an inflationary environment with fuel costs due to the, Iran situation that we're in and can't get out of.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to keep getting worse and worse because we're burning through all of our strategic reserves to kind of like put a Band-Aid on what that's doing for costs for everybody, right? And I don't see this ending in a good way with regard to inflation. So the prevailing thought after that meeting was that we are going to see interest rate hikes in the near future here. However, today, so when we're recording this is August 7th on Friday, the U.S. jobs report just came out. And I don't know if you saw this. I was doing a bit of quick research before we hit record here, but the U.S. economy lost 23,000 jobs in July. That is pretty telling on what's actually going on. And the May and June numbers got revised downward 103,000 jobs in the U.S. economy. That is a big deal. And that has now put basically the market in general, their prognostication on what's going to happen on the upcoming Fed meetings. It's now more of a coin flip. Are they going to raise it? Are they going to keep it the same? The U.S. job losses are, that's not a good thing when you get into a job loss territory, plus you have inflation. I mean, that is not good for anyone.
When we were talking to Dallin, one thing that he brought up was that he let go 10 employees last week. And,
yes.
and within how many hours he was able to replace every one of their positions with an AI position.
Yeah, he had basically AI agents that were able to basically pick up the job duties of 10 of his employees that were doing. Look, I get how this sounds and whatever, but
he said the same
he
thing.
said they were doing a lot of the tactical stuff involved with marketing operation, or marketing for his clients. And AI can do a lot of that work. So it was really interesting to hear his take on where he felt, jobs that are going to get affected by AI, and kind of the things that college students are really, really worried about right now when choosing a career path. And it was interesting to hear his take on what he felt was the right way to go about looking for, what you want to do with your life in regards to a job or a career.
One thing that really stuck in my head is he mentioned also that he switched all of his bookkeeping over to something called Victor, VIK. And
I noticed your ears perked right up when you said that.
Yeah, I mean,
as did mine.
It's the hardest thing, and it's also one of the most expensive things,
yes,
to deal with. And I'm like, I mean, how do you not look at it and at least see what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, companies of his scale, doing 8-figure amounts of money, and he's trusting this AI agent to run all of his bookkeeping.
Yeah,
pretty telling. I tell you what, and I know we have a lot of them listening to us and help us on a daily, but the job market that I see that is going to be hurting the most from this is going to be all of the virtual assistants. There's so many jobs there that AI can take care of, and I think it's really going to hurt the VA world.
Don't worry, Jory and John, you're safe.
Yeah, we're good there, and John's not going anywhere, that's for sure. But I can just see that really hurting that industry. And I mean, I don't see AI being able to do a nice edit of a video, but like Jory does, but that I think is got a timeline on it, and you're probably looking at a couple of years before that can easily be taken over.
What about the entertainment business though? Like, I mean, have you seen some
graphic
of the
design?
Yes, graphic design, and have you seen some of the
AI movies?
AI movies that are coming out?
Yeah.
They're better than the originals in a lot of cases, and I could see that really affecting film budgets and like the amount of staff they have to carry, and just audio video production, that type of thing. I think that's a real threat to that industry. But I think you have to look, Wayne Gretzky says you skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it is right now. So I think you have to really look at the direction things are going and say, okay, how can I be involved in this but not affected in a job loss, situation? How can I, play nice with the AI advancements that are happening? I think that's probably how you have to go about looking at this from a career path. If you're, especially if you're a kid coming out of college, that's scary. Can you imagine just graduating from college and you're like, you're already done, and now you're like, oh my God, I'm a graphic designer. Like, what am I going to do with myself?
Yeah,
I just blew $100,000 on college, and
I was talking to a gentleman recently, and his daughter just got into graphic design school, started a graphic design business, and I was pretty blown with them last week. I was like, dude, I go, graphic design is all taken care of by AI. I go, how are you combating that? And he goes, if you have a person that has a brain for design and they can actually put their ideas on paper and put it in there, AI provides a lot better of a product, because he goes, at this point right now, you can tell what's AI, what's online.
Yeah.
Everything matches. He goes, when you put a graphic designer's mind in there and able to actually tweak it and make it better, he goes, you get a lot better product. So it's a graphic designer that's able to design for AI.
Mm-hmm. So the AI basically comes up with the output, but the graphic designer comes up with the input that makes it necessary to, which
was eye opening. But I'm not going to put the context behind this, but I was talking to my lawyer the other day. He's like, when it came to AI, we thought that we would be going out of business, because the legal side. He goes, but what we have found is that we're actually making 20 to 30% more per client that wants to use AI with us, because we'll write everything up and then they think they need to stick in their AI and get it. And then AI is going in and tweaking all these little things and wants very specific words in there. But he goes, it's already technically covered and it's complete overkill. And then we go in and we get to bill them for another, 20-30% more, because they want to make all these unneeded changes.
It's adding billable hours because of redlining provided by AI that's unnecessary. That's the message.
Yeah, he's like, because nobody fully trusts it, because there's always mistakes in it if you just use it basic.
Mm-hmm.
So they're using it, bring it to him, and then then he'll get it done, and then he'll want it to go through AI again.
Yeah.
And I was in a situation that was that exact situation with a
contract review.
A contract review. Not that I was, but a partner was. It was like, your billing is at $8,800 right now, and this is going to add another $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, but it really isn't needed, but we'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah. If this is what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. And I'm like, totally makes sense. He wasn't talking out of his ass at all. I'm like, wow.
You know what's kind of, I was thinking about this the other day, where there's a significant reduction in the amount of travel that people are doing because of lack of disposable income and fuel costs. Right. So,
or everybody's afraid that every plane's going to crash, because if you watch the news, there's 3 news segments on every single news channel about plane issues, which I don't understand.
Oh, really? I guess I haven't paid attention.
Watch a nightly news and you'll see, oh, this plane crashed. This was last night. This mini plane crashed. This one blew a tire, and this one had smoke in the cabin. I'm like, why are we getting airplane news nonstop fed to us, like nonstop for the last year plus?
Do you watch the news every night?
I try to watch one nightly news program every night, and that's about all the news I take in. I've really cut back. I used to be like a news junkie. I'd listen to the news on my XM radio. I'd watch 1 or 2 news segments, and I'm like, I got to take myself out of this. Yeah. I've also stopped listening to a lot of my political radio. It's just too much. But I also have not listened or read many books lately. I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan. Like, Joe Rogan is really, there's just so many like in-depth conversations about so many great topics. And I love the pyramids and the alien talk and the conspiracies. It's feeding a lot of my needs.
Yeah, and your algorithm too. So now you're getting more and more and more of that, probably.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's all on Spotify.
My wife religiously watches the news every night, and sometimes a couple different news programs. And I always, so I usually read for about 30-40 minutes while I'm in bed. So I have Kindle, I have a book going. And that's how I fall asleep. I'll just read until my eyes close, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done, and roll over. But I try not to pay much attention to it unless it's like, because I get my news from her, and she gets frustrated because I don't watch it. But I'm like, you're just going to tell me, like, you're going to tell me anything I need to worry about. And other than that, why worry about it? I can't change anything that's happening.
My wife doesn't watch any news.
No,
none at all.
She's probably happier.
And she reads, though. She reads anywhere from 70 to 85 books physically.
Yeah.
And then now she's listening to books too, because she's using my account, and where I usually listen to it, she's like, well, you're not using the credits. So now I have all these love story books on my account, but I can't fathom how much she reads.
So I usually have a nonfiction and a fiction book going, kind of at the same time. I'll read some of the nonfiction in the morning, and then the fiction I fall asleep to. But my daughter's started using my Audible and Amazon account. Yeah. And so now my library is filled with like manga and like young adult, like YA love stories or whatever. And I actually had read a couple of books that I thought were kind of like sci-fi, but the characters were kind of like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
And now like I keep getting recommendations and all that. So my kids just find this hilarious. They're like, hey, how's Aaron Warner doing? Like, he's like some 18-year-old protagonist in this story. And like, they're still giving me all kinds of crap about it. But I just finished this series called, I don't know if you heard of this. It's called Dungeon Crawler Carl.
No, not at all. I've never heard of it.
It's crazy popular now.
Yeah.
And it's basically, it seems like it's kind of like Ready Player One.
Yeah, I do. I like that movie.
It seems like it's that, but it's really not. It's more of a basically like a look at how capitalism, corporations, and government affect people's lives. And then it also like found family comes into play. Mm-hmm. So like you grow close to those. You don't have to be blood relatives or whatever, but there's also like spells and like a whole bunch of killings and murder, and like it's great. But the books, dude, so I've been primarily listening to it on Audible, but I have a Kindle and Audible account that are tied together, so I can read, and then it'll pick up right where you left off if you get in your car and you're listening to, you know what I mean? So it's continuity.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't
so
know that.
you can get both, and I usually have a bunch of Kindle credits that I haven't used.
That's great.
Yeah. Or a bunch of Audible credits that I haven't used. So yeah, I'll read last night I read up to this point. I get in my truck this morning, it picks up right there, and I listen to it for a half hour.
That is badass. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So Audible, I have
Audible.
I have a bunch. Like if you need credits, let me know. I have like 10 probably.
You can just transfer them.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but anyway, these
I might just be absorbing all this right now.
These Dungeon Crawler Carl books, I hadn't actually seen a physical copy of one because I've just read Kindle. I'm not kidding you, they are this thick. We went like to a bookstore.
Like Tool of the Titan book?
Yes. Just like that. And anyway, but it's a great series. Like if you like anything sci-fi, that kind of related, but it's really good.
I remember when Jerry Schleifer gave me Tools of Titan book as a gift. I looked at it, I'm like, I literally picked it up and just dropped it.
Yeah, that thing is thick.
I go, you think I'm gonna read
it's
that?
It's like an unabridged dictionary. That's basically the size of it.
Like there's stories. You just find
I will tell you though, I got in a habit of reading about, because it's really in a pretty easy read.
Yeah.
It's just short snippets of takeaways from interviews that Tim Ferriss did with basically world leaders, strategists, anybody that likes Tim Ferriss. That book is great because it summarizes basically his interactions with those people. And they're only like a page or 2 or 3 for each person. So I would just read 3 people a day. And then that's how I got through that book. And so because you can't read it beginning to end and be like, oh, this is so gripping.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Yeah. But if you just take it in bite-sized pieces, that's how you get through it.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot. So I gave you a call this week because I am looking at buying another car wash.
Yes, you did.
We'll see if it happens. I find out on Monday if this deal will go through, but man, there's so much opportunity here. I don't want to go to the numbers because I don't know if
it's not a live deal yet. Yeah. Or it's not a closed deal yet.
Yeah, exactly. But I have a connection with this guy. I've known him for like 20 years. We used to sponsor him as a fighter back when
the guy that owns it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was totally random. Here's the deal. I made a list of car washes I want to buy that kind of fit this criteria that I'm looking for, and this was the next one I wanted to buy. This specific location when I finished my Louisville one.
Okay.
Like the renovations and, making it profitable. But this one was like the next one. I love the location. It's close, even closer to my house.
How many bays is it?
It's 2 inside bays and 1 outside bay.
Okay.
For like big truck. But it froze 3 years ago.
That's why it was closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's still battling insurance to this day. And he's like, I need my brain space back. And he's got about $35,000 to $40,000 in equipment already bought, sitting in a storage locker, waiting for the insurance to be done so he could finish it. And he's just like, I'm done. Yeah, I'm giving up on this. So it includes, $35,000, $40,000 in equipment on top of the purchase price. And then I have an idea of what this thing's going to appraise for. And I'm like, this would be my budget for getting this to where I want it so that everything could be brand new for the most part inside.
Okay. Question. Since it's been closed, how do you have any idea what it's actually worth if you don't have the numbers?
Because there's so little of these that when it comes to appraising them, they look at every one, and mine would be an appraisal comp for it because it's within 12 months.
Okay.
And that was talking to the appraiser before.
Okay.
So mine would most likely come up as its number 1 comp for appraising.
Okay. So have you talked to the appraiser and said, hey, I'm thinking about buying this one. What's your quick and dirty?
No, the appraiser was through the bank.
Could you do that?
Potentially.
Yeah. I mean, you have a copy of the appraisal, right? You can reach out to them and be like, hey, can I give you a couple, pay you a little bit for your time? You don't have to do a full blown, but I want to buy this. I just want to know ballpark, where am I at?
So mine's 2 bays in a storage unit.
Okay.
This one's 3 bays. And it's right on a highway. It's a full acre of land. So I got more land.
Oh, it's on a highway?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's people bidding on it that wanted to just take it out and then take the land and build commercial on it. So there's potentially 12 offers on this thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of attention.
Okay.
Because the location's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You're going to Utah, Nebraska. It's like literally on the main strip right before you pull into town. So I know I'm pretty excited about it. It's built in 02. It's a newer build. It looks, but it had some vandalism when it was sitting there. But I'm not worried about it because he's already got all the water lines already fixed. It's got all the utilities on already.
I'm sure you asked about this, but do you have any chance to have the insurance assigned to you?
So that was part of my offer, is that he can keep fighting that good fight if he wants. And then we found out that he can retain an LLC and still fight it.
Okay.
And I'm like, my numbers make sense with what I'm offering. And I'm using that as kind of my leverage that I don't want the insurance. I don't even want to mess with it.
Do you think everybody is probably asking him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm using that as my leverage because I don't need it for this to make sense.
Does he know that you're involved? Or are you doing this all through agents?
No, there's no agent involved.
Oh, okay.
I also offered my services as an agent for me covering the costs.
Yeah. Okay.
So and that enticed him also.
Nice.
So I'm just trying to think of ways I can sweeten this. I've already walked the property twice.
Yeah.
I talked to Axel Foley and did live videos with him. Seems like he's like, he gave me his couple concerns, mainly biggest one being the ground heating system, because that's the biggest ticket item, period. And he's like, it works fine. I've ran it every year since it's been closed, just to make sure I didn't have any ice or issues. He's kept utilities on this whole time through the process.
Okay. Yeah.
But so I'm excited about this one because like my biggest issue right now is like I'm averaging 3 repairs a week right now.
Ugh.
That's a learning lesson in its own. But if I could have one where it's completely all new equipment, then that, I mean, besides like belts and hoses, issues, for the most part, that eliminates issues for 5 to 10 years of anything major.
Mm-hmm.
It's just basic maintenance that I'd have to deal with, which would make my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And so this would excite me, and I could prove concept and actually do some ideas that I have that make some real money out of these things. And see if my ideas can work. Everybody wants a car wash right now, so I can feel like I could sell these off pretty fast if I didn't want them.
Yeah, especially with 12 offers. You got a hot commodity, you got multiple exit, options. So cool.
I know. We'll find out. So next episode, I should have an answer of what happens with
We'll
this.
see if you're happy, Ted, or sad, Ted.
Yeah. So, well, you know what blessing is? I've had some really good real estate deals go through this week. And
you got one coming up this coming week?
Yeah. So I got some money in the bank to make this happen. And then on top of that, I think I can do this with no money down. Like when I refi it, which is really enticing.
Yep.
And it's just weird how things come together. Like there's some extra money. He posted this on Facebook. I was the first one to respond to him on it. And the fact that I wanted this one as number 2 already, like, isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
mean, it's weird, but it's not. It's because you're putting yourself in the right room and the right conversations with the right people. But you're looking for your reticular activating system is fully engaged. You're all in on looking for car washes.
But then I know the guy that owns it too.
That part's a little weird. Yeah.
Oh man, we gotta love the show. I feel like we talked about a little about everything on this one.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we appreciate you listening. Please send us any questions you have on air at cashanddash.com. Check out the new Kash and Dash website. We put a lot of time and money into that. We'd love your feedback. And just kind of cruise around there, click around. We're still making some changes on the ads. We're adding starter packs in there. And then we have a sponsor section too. So we're going to try to add a lot of vendors on there that provide discounts back to you guys. So thank you to all of our sponsors that have been helping with us with that. And with that, Owen Dashner, we see us out.
On behalf of Ted Kaasch, I'm Owen Dashner, and you've been listening to the Kash and Dash Show. Sign